All right, we are live. Good, happy day, everybody. My name is Ryan Harris. We're going live here a bit one minute earlier than our normal time, 12:34, 1234 p.m., 12:34 Pacific time. This again, my name is Ryan Harris, and welcome to Just Endeavoring for Equality. And what we do each week is we celebrate. We raise the praise of all these wonderful examples of equality, of people moving beyond situations, circumstances, and conditions on a grand scale. And today, again, we're using the law of increase, the law of praise, the law of non-resistance for just as we just endeavor for equality. So for everyone, everywhere. And today we are answering the question. Actually, we're not answering the question, but we're talking about the phrase "mine's as good as his." And so where that comes from is actually one of my favorite brands, and it's the story of Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock brand overall. It includes Eric Clapton, Pete Townsend from The Who. And it also, in the process, as we're talking today, we'll be covering a wonderful lesson from the Seminole Tribe of Florida, as well as Planet Hollywood. And again, before we get into that, please subscribe. I would love for you to see some of these videos live. And the more we can boost those numbers up, we can film on location. So ultimately, why some of this content today matters to you, why should you care? Well, this is, some of the great examples of opportunities where my lighting is there we go. Opportunities that are given to some of us. It's not just the opportunities that you have, but it's what you make of those opportunities. And so that's what I love about this Hard Rock Cafe brand, and specifically, it's a feature piece on what the Seminole Tribe of Florida had done, and where they stand now. So the Hard Rock brand is again one of my favorite brands of all time, and it is based on two blokes from they were living in London, and they couldn't find a good burger joint anywhere, so they built their own. They made their own burger joint. After a time, this place started gaining more and more notoriety. Actually, would tend to be there regularly. He was a very, very much regular, and this place didn't have reservations, and in the process of let's see, let me pull this closer. In the process of there we go. In the process of Eric's music career, he was touring a whole bunch of stuff in the United States, and so he came to love the American cheeseburger. And so he's like, "Oh, well, you know what? Let me get a taste of the road while I'm out on the road." And so he would show up very often, and when he was showing up, there was for whatever reason my lighting doesn't seem to want to work. There we go. So he would show up very often, and then one day it was a very busy weekend, and he decided that there we go. Let me see if that will do it now. Hopefully the lighting will stay here. This is the fun stuff about being live. And again, so he shows up, and they're busy. He sits in the same table every single week, and all of a sudden his same spot is taken. He's like, "Hey, those people are sitting in my seat." And at that point, the management says, "Sir, it's not your seat, Mr. Clapton, with all due respect." And so, we didn't know that you were coming in today. If you want to let us know in the future, we can fix that. It's like, well, I like that seat, and here's my guitar, and he autographs his guitar, and that ultimately says, this is my permanent reservation. So if I'm here, if I'm not here, know that this is holding and reserving my table, so that the person will get up as he has to. And then from that spawned, oh wow, okay, so this is what we're doing. So apparently Pete Townsend from the Who also liked this place, and so he, right after that, said, put my guitar right next to Clapton's, because mine's as good as his. So that's the quote from this, and then that spawned all of these musicians now wanting to have their music memorabilia put on display. It was almost like one of the first music museums, if you will, and live and art, and just the great atmosphere. And that is basically how that spawned. That started in London, and it's since grown into a mega empire. I think there's more than 185 locations all throughout the world. And now there's hotels. Now there's also a couple casinos with those, and ultimately, uh, you could also say that the success of the Planet Hollywood restaurants, before Planet Hollywood became a casino on the Las Vegas Strip. For those of you who want some geographic history, it actually took over the old Aladdin, or maybe the second Aladdin. And in any case, the interesting thing was, not everybody who has the opportunity seizes the opportunity, or there's other conditions, other factors that you can't necessarily buy. You can't necessarily buy longevity. You might be able to create something temporarily, or I think even Planet Hollywood was even seeking to deter some business away from Hard Rock, and they had a good concept as well. It's like, hey, it's the Hard Rock music concept, but this time we'll do it with movies. And so over time, in my humble opinion, I believe that the secret was, Hard Rock didn't just buy that experience from Eric Clapton. I'm sure that they probably started paying for other memorabilia later on, um, but it organically grew to critical mass. Whereas, again, you can't necessarily buy loyalty. You can't buy business, and uh, retain your customers that way. And so that is a good example about how business to business is something that's, look, it's all about your opportunities and seizing them, and then sometimes, like, things, you get lucky. And so where this also matters more, why I love this story as it keeps proliferating, is over time, this is probably a growingly known fact, that the Seminole Tribe of Florida started, again, very much like, many tribes were subject to laws that did not favor our Native American brothers and sisters, and so, but what did happen was, there was tribal sovereignty, for the most part, where that became federal recognized land, that not necessarily subject to state laws, while you're on the reservation, tribal reservation, or tribally owned land. So that's where the advent of first bingo parlors, Indian bingo, came about. And after that, then through some of the other endeavors and technological advancements, then those bingo halls, those bingo parlors, started becoming casinos, slot parlors, and everything like that. And so, much like the Chickasaws, the Tulalip tribe, the Choctaws, the Seminole tribe, the Cherokee tribe, the Seminole tribe was very successful at not just saying, "Hey, look, we're not just trying to be in casinos." They had this very long term. They were class, a minority class that was able to leverage the opportunities that they received and really expand into um, bigger businesses, um, uh, economic development, tribal advancement, and then just even community infrastructure in terms of schools, hospitals, universities, things like that, and just other opportunities for their tribe and other tribes. And what I absolutely love about their story is now they are the sole, I believe, the sole owners now of the Hard Rock brand. So they leverage their opportunity, from paper bingo opportunities, and again, they keep giving back to their communities, and then even some several tribes nationwide as they've been, you know, investing and making great strategic investments, including, again, now they're the owners of the Hard Rock brand, the restaurants, and they've if it's the tale of two companies, there's, I believe, 7 Planet Hollywoods all throughout the world, and you compare that to 185 Hard Rock restaurants all throughout the world in many different countries, many of the greatest cities all throughout the world, and that is something to be very proud of. And having the great tribe of the Seminoles now looking after my favorite brand, I'm very happy about that. They've since licensed this brand to several other tribes and other jurisdictions, and now there's 13 casinos throughout the United States, I believe, and then other places elsewhere. So it's just a really cool story, and again, one of my favorite brands now, having the torch carried, the baton carried of this brand by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. And so, look, as you are heading out into the world these next 7 days, I invite you to put on a mindset like the tribe of Florida, Seminole Tribe of Florida, that, again, your history does not determine your destiny. And let yourself be defined by the future you would love, as we all, endeavor for equality together. Join me again. Subscribe here. Reach out to me. Message me comments. I love to see what topics you're interested in hearing more about. And again, let us be defined by our future while we correct and perhaps heal some of the inequalities from the past. And lastly, again, as we know about the tale of two companies, even the tale of two brands, the Planet Hollywood brand and the Planet and the Hard Rock brand. Know that remind yourself daily. I invite you to remind yourself daily of the law of compensation, which basically states that only your own can come to you, and ultimately that competition is simply a race to the bottom. But when you're creating your opportunities and you act on them, you have the ability to receive that wonderful vision that you held, that future that you have in mind, that dream that you would love. Um, my dream, just like Dr. Martin Luther King, is equality, and so I'm seeking to do my part. Until next time, wishing you all the best, a great week, and we will see you very soon. Have a great day, everybody.